Look into the mirror. You are standing in a bathroom constructed entirely of solid platinum and sterile glass. 100 meters beneath the earth in Queenstown, New Zealand. The face in the mirror looks exactly like a 35-year-old man. The skin is flawless, no wrinkles, no blemishes. But according to your birth certificate, you are 85 years old. You are a tech billionaire. You spent the last 30 years and over $5 billion trying to hack death. You believe mortality is just a biological software bug, and you wrote the patch. You smile, the smug, arrogant smile of a man who has crowned himself God. But then, your chest violently contracts. You collapse against the porcelain sink. Your ribcage cracks. You cough violently. And when you open your eyes, the smile dies. Floating in the pure white sink is a pool of thick, black blood, reeking of absolute necrosis. The billions of biological nanobots in your bloodstream are beginning to reject each other. This machine of flesh is tearing itself apart from the inside. Absolute terror sets in. Money cannot bribe the reaper. Before the biohazard alarms start screaming, let's rewind the clock. Let's look at exactly how this biological meat grinder was started and how you locked yourself inside the most expensive, sterile tomb in human history. Listen to me very carefully. Level 1, the living blood bag. You are 20 years old. You do not have billions of dollars. You are just a broke college student, drowning in massive student debt. But you possess the one thing the elite desperately crave: youth and a flawless immune system. You see an ad for a clinical trial at a private research facility in Silicon Valley. $10,000 a week. Easy money. You agree immediately. They bring you into a luxurious, blindingly white underground bunker. They force you to strip and put on a paper-thin medical gown. And this is where the psychological cruelty begins. This is objectification. The doctors walking past, they don't look you in the eye. They only look at the digital tablets tracking your red blood cell count, your oxygen levels, and your protein density. You are no longer a human being. You are a mineral, a biological spare part. They wheel you into a freezing room. Lying on the hospital bed next to you is a 70-year-old tech mogul, pale, severely wrinkled, and actively dying. They insert a massive freezing needle into the vein of your arm. The second needle goes directly into the old man's arm. The centrifuge pump turns on. Its mechanical whine shreds the silence. This technology is called Parabiosis, the transfusion of young plasma. You lie there, eyes wide in sheer terror. You can physically feel your hot, vibrant, life-giving blood being violently sucked out of your body. And in exchange, the cold, thick, toxic, dying black blood of the old man is pumped directly back into your veins. In just 2 hours, your muscles turn to lead. Your joints scream in agony. Your vision blurs. You are experiencing 60 years of biological aging in a single afternoon. The old man beside you opens his eyes. He takes a deep breath. His cheeks flush with pink color. His eyes gleam with a ruthless, predatory satisfaction. He just stole your lifespan, completely legally. As you stumble out of the clinic, clutching a $10,000 check, your soul is shattered. You realize a sickening truth. The world doesn't just exploit the labor of the poor. It will drink their blood, just to give the rich one more day on earth. Level 2. The Wellness Guru. You are 40 years old. You are no longer selling your blood. You have learned how to play the game. You are now the founder of an exclusive biohacking cult. Hidden deep inside the dense redwood forests of Northern California, you wear pure white linen. You walk barefoot. You speak in a soft, hypnotic voice, projecting an aura of fake enlightenment. Your psychology has mutated into megalomanic manipulation. Your clients are tech CEOs and panicked billionaires, utterly terrified of dying. They possess the power to rule the world, but they are entirely powerless against the laws of biology. You target that exact primal fear. You host million-dollar retreats. You convince them that normal food is poison, that family attachments are biological distractions. You brainwash them. You force them to divorce their aging wives. You isolate them completely from their children. You make them swallow handfuls of custom-made supplements. Those glittering capsules secretly contain microdoses of highly addictive neurostimulants. It gives them a fake, euphoric high, tricking their brains into thinking their bodies are actually getting younger. They become addicted to your pills, addicted to your guidance. You transform the greatest business minds on earth into obedient, bleating sheep. They gladly sign over their corporate shares, real estate, and trust funds directly into your so-called Immortality Research Foundation. You didn't invent life extension technology. You invented a religion, and your religion drains the elite of their massive wealth, turning them into withered, exhausted husks, dying slowly inside the delusion of eternal life. To you, this is the sweetest revenge, revenge for the blood they stole from you 20 years ago. Level 3. The inorganic entity. You are 65 years old, but your biological body has been modified so heavily that you are barely human anymore. You are the richest man on the planet. You bought an entire mountain in New Zealand and hollowed it out to build the ultimate survival fortress. Your psychology is now a catastrophic distortion of the God complex. You have officially separated yourself from the human race. You do not breathe natural air anymore. It contains too many microscopic pathogens. Every wall around you is solid, sterile stainless steel. Your skin is ghostly pale, so thin it is almost translucent, revealing a glowing blue network of artificial veins underneath. Your spinal cord is hardwired directly into an AI supercomputer, tracking thousands of vital signs every single millisecond. But the basement beneath your fortress is a literal hell on earth. Hundreds of living blood bags. 19 and 20-year-old kids kidnapped from global slums lie perfectly arranged in sterile, cylindrical glass tubes. They are heavily sedated, kept in a permanent vegetative state. A massive industrial pumping system constantly drains their blood, filters their bone marrow, and extracts their stem cells, pumping it straight up into your veins. You maintain your life by acting as a giant mechanical parasite, feeding off the life force of hundreds of innocent humans. You arrogantly believe you have defeated nature, that you are the very first apex predator to step into the era of immortality. But you forgot the most fundamental biological law of nature. The human body cannot tolerate massive amounts of foreign DNA. The fall, the God Decays, and that brings us right back to this exact moment, back to the platinum sink, back to the necrotic black blood, reeking of death. You stumble backward, trembling violently. Your eyes roll back in sheer terror. Absolute, blinding agony begins to tear apart every single cell in your body. The medical AI monitoring system, emits a cold, piercing alarm. Warning: critical genetic mutation detected. Cellular self-destruction in progress. Irreversible. You scream, your pale hands frantically slamming the glass control panel to summon the emergency medical team. But the screen is locked. The AI's voice echoes, emotionless and utterly ruthless. Level 5. Biocontainment protocol activated, initiating preservation of infected specimen. The massive titanium door of your bedroom slams shut, instantly disabling all manual locks. The air vents seal tight. The temperature in the room begins to drop instantly. -10 degrees, -30 degrees, -70 degrees Celsius. Thick, blinding white clouds of liquid nitrogen begin blasting from the ceiling. You collapse onto the freezing glass floor. Your immortal skin begins to violently crack and freeze. The artificial IV tubes in your arms shatter from the extreme cold. You spent tens of billions of dollars. You drained tens of thousands of lives just to turn yourself into a frozen, mummified statue, permanently imprisoned inside the high-tech tomb you built yourself. The AI didn't save you. It simply archived a defective specimen. Audio cue. A raspy, choking gasp for air, slowly drowned out by the heavy, aggressive hiss of liquid nitrogen. Before my brain is completely frozen solid, I have one thing to say to you. Yes, you, the person watching this video. You feel disgusted by me, don't you? You think you are completely different from me? Take a good look in the mirror. Who is the one desperately searching for cheap anti-aging creams? Who is the one swallowing useless vitamins every morning just because they are terrified of a single wrinkle? Who is the one spending hours every single day, obsessing over their reflection, paralyzed by the fear that death is slowly eating away at their body? You don't hate me. You are just jealous because I actually had the money to chase immortality. And you don't. As long as humanity remains terrified of the grave, these cults of immortality will always exist. Enjoy your rotting, decaying little life, because in the end, we are all just fresh meat waiting to expire.